Good morning, respected judges and colleagues. During the COVID pandemic, when the doors were closed and families were grieving in isolation, we discovered something unexpected. That sometimes the gentlest knock is not on a door, but on a phone. My study, A Call for Sight, explores whether a simple call can transform grief into the gift of sight. India carries one of the world's largest burdens of corneal blindness. Nearly 1.2 million individuals are waiting for vision. Yet, we perform barely 25 to 30,000 transplants a year, not because tissues are unavailable, but because the consent is emotional and time sensitive. Traditionally, in person counseling was a gold standard, but when the pandemic removed this option, we were forced to ask a bold question. Can empathy travel to a phone line? Could telephonic counseling preserve both dignity and donation? Can a phone call be as effective as being physically present? To answer this, we analyzed 5 years of data with these objectives. Compare the effectiveness of telephonic versus direct counseling in HCRP, evaluate the tissue suitability and transplant yield, and to understand the donor trends from the years 2020 to 25. This retrospective study was from our tertiary eye bank, included 737 direct Counsell donors and 425 telephonic Counsell donors. The primary outcome were tissue suitability and utilization, the secondary outcomes being demography and the annual trends. And we used chi-square t-test and regression to ensure statistical robustness. Telephonic counseling matched direct counseling. Direct counseling gave 737 donors, resulting in 1228 transplants, whereas telecounseling gave 425 donors and 686 transplants. This is the heart of the study. The transplant yield per donor was nearly identical. This means that telephonic counseling is as powerful as being physically present. So, in 2020 to 2021, telephonic counseling was a necessity, as you can see in this graph. But in 2025, it became a major driver, contributing to over 60% of all donations. So, what started as an emergency workaround became an engine of progress. Telephonic share dipped. Sorry. The telephonic share dipped the post 2020 during the COVID pandemic, then rose sharply, as you can see, to 63.4% donations and 63.1% of transplants in 2025 to 24. So, transplant yield per donor demonstrates that the telephonic counseling achieves outcomes nearly identical to direct counseling across all years. The trends over the years showed that telephonic counseling's share has been rising steadily, especially from 2023 onwards. In recent years, it has contributed to more than half of the donations. The proportion of donors and transplants were equal, shows a dip during 2021 to 2023 and a dramatic rise over 60% in the recent years. Looking at the donor age distribution, the majority of donors fell in the 61 to 80 age group, consistent with the National Eye Bank data. Donor demography followed national patterns. Most donors were in the age group of 61 to 80 in both the groups. But the younger donors, that is less than 20 years, 21 to 40 years, and 41 to 60 years. Interestingly, telephonic counseling contributed more in younger groups, while the older donors remained dominated by direct counseling. So, in nutshell, it highlights that 61 to 80 age groups dominates, especially in direct counseling, while the younger tissues less than 20 and the older tissues more than 80 years remain negligible. The 41 to 60 year age group shows a growing telecounseling share in the later years. Thus, our analysis shows that telephonic counseling provides outcomes equivalent to direct counseling. It is cost-effective, scalable, and resilient in emergencies. It aligns with the global tele-donation initiatives. The strength of our study means a large data set with real world experience, and this is the first Indian data showing more than 60% of telephonic contribution. It covers both the COVID pandemic and the post-pandemic years. The limitation being it is a retrospective single center analysis and no qualitative donor family feedback was taken. So our findings suggest that telephonic counseling should be institutionalized. With structured scripts, multilingual support, and proper legal backing, it can serve as a powerful tool in rural and resource limited settings. To conclude, telephonic counseling has become a primary driver of eye donation. It achieves outcomes comparable to direct counseling and represents a sustainable strategy to expand India's donor pool. We recommend integrating it into national eye banking protocols. And in conclusion, our work shows that you do not always need to be present in the room to touch a heart. Sometimes a single phone call can become a call of sight. And this is a demonstration of how the telephonic counseling works. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, all the telephonic calls were done by trained people, I guess, right?
Actually, the photo shows the main eye donation counselor who is very passionate in the work. And actually, this needs uh, a passion, personal passion also. I think it takes more time, and you can't know the attitude of the person who is. It is not a one-to-one talk. No, you can't understand, estimate the body language, and you can't know what is the situation they are going on and all. So patiently, sometimes she tells patiently, it might take hours, because after 10 minutes, if she calls again, then the family must not have been decided. So it takes a little more time initially, but as you get practiced more and more, then it is cost effective. That is the main thing.
It's a very useful tool also. You can cover all the remote areas.
Yes.
You are not supposed to post your eye donation counselor, but only thing is you have to train your whoever the counselor is on phone.
Yes, that script, everything should be prepared well. And now that apart from the main counselor, 2 3 counselors have started. That is why in 2024 2025 it shows a sharp rise. And also some of the centers where it is at not only the main eye bank, but the other eye donation centers also, they have started this telephonic counseling. That is why it is showing a sharp rise.
Nice study.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
And compare that, that will tell you truly how effective a telephonic counseling is. Telephonic counseling by itself is a very effective solution and it's a very noble and a novel thing that you've done. So it's apart. But for the scientific part of it, you should look at the number of injections you get between both the stuff.
Yes, many data were missing. That is why I could not do that.
That data,
Yes.
you have
Yes. Thank you.
One more thing is how you practical difficulties will be whom to contact and then how will you get the numbers for contact person.
Actually, this is why
Any
the
credit?
HCRP, the Hospital Corneal Retrieval Program only.
Ah.
So the family will be already there, and he will get a notification that such and such a person is dangerously ill, or she or she will be prepared. The next of kin's number the hospital staff will collect. I have due to lack of time, I am not showing that audio,
Okay.
because coordination with the
Selection of
selection, with the coordination with
whom to
the
contact.
ICU people, the hospital staff, everything is needed for this counseling.
That
So they will collect the
who's
numbers.
deciding whom to talk? That is most
Yes,
crucial.
yes.
The counselor itself will select the person whom they
Counselor
are
has
supposed to
got
talk.
a large years of experience. She has been doing this since 2017, before the COVID. But I had no data from that day. So she knows, and the next of kin, if it is not if they are not present,
Very
then
good.
she will call again and
Thank you.
ask them. Thank you, sir.